So, what was your favorite porn that was actually downloaded from LimeWire? I'm just kidding.
I was like, what the fuck?
What was the one that you were pleasantly surprised? Get a sip of water. Just wet them lips. Get that throat.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Hold on.
You just fucking start downing it. What's up?
That's vodka, by the way.
It is, yeah. That's bottom shelf vodka too. That's like Pop Boy or some shit. What's up, you misfits, you miscreants, and you outcast of society? I don't know if you can tell, and I hope that I'm hiding it well, but I have a big ass fever blister on my lip, and I look like Mickey Rourke, and I feel like I got some like stuff going on here. I've been going a little bit too hard, working out, studying, getting prepped to go to UCSD, represent.
Sheesh.
Sometimes, man, we're doing too much. But you know, people like myself, and specifically the guest that I have on today, Keith, aka the Grip God.
What up, man? You know we live.
He stays active, and he's been staying active for some time. I'm sure that you know Grip God and what he does. What do you do mainly on your social media?
Basically, I just make people laugh. I just make videos to make people laugh every day.
Yeah. I'll have you come a little bit closer.
Get a little closer? All
Yeah,
right.
get a little closer so we can hear that. I'm telling you, it's the Barry White. As soon as you hear that Barry White going on, that little deep voice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Man, I've known you since you were 16 years old. You're
Yep.
one of the few people that I know that still skate. And you work at Non-Factory in Little Tokyo, a Non-Factory skate shop.
Mm-hmm.
You've been there. How long have you been there for?
I've been there since 2016.
How did you end up linking up there and getting connected with Non-Factory?
So basically, I used to be a customer there all the time, shopping there all the time. And then I got this job at this store called Blends in downtown. It was a shoe store. Every time I got my paycheck, I would go to Non-Factory and buy a Spitfire shirt or a Death Wish board, like religiously. So I kept doing that over and over. Then basically I started going to music school, and the schedule was so crazy, like every month. So basically every month my classes would change, so my schedule would change. So I needed a job that would allow me to go to school. So at the time I was working at Paramount. I was working at Paramount right there in what is that? What do you call that? Larchmont. So
yeah.
I was working at Paramount as security, and it was on call, and it wasn't working with my schedule. So then I was friends with the owner of Non-Factory, Tetsuya. So basically I asked him for a job, and he gave me a job to help me with me going to school. And yeah, that's how everything started off.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a connection. So you're not originally from El Sereno.
No.
But you're definitely, I would feel like one of the natives. There might be another generation before you in terms of like skateboarders.
For sure.
Well, not a lot, because I mean that whole area, skateboarding kind of blew up, I think maybe around like the early to mid 2000s where it started getting a lot bigger. So how old were you when you moved to El Sereno?
When I moved to El Sereno, I was 15.
You were 15?
Yeah.
Where did you grow? Where were you at before that?
So before that, I was in the LA, I guess the Vermont metro area, like by LACC.
Oh, okay.
So I went to Thomas Starr King Middle School, and then I went to Marshall High School, and then we transferred during my 9th grade, like second semester.
Okay.
So we moved over here.
Okay, gotcha. And when you first moved to El Sereno, did they have the skate park at the time that you went?
It had just got built, like literally. It was brand new.
Oh, nice.
You couldn't skate it without helmets. Like they had a guy monitoring it every day, just like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how the majority of the skate parks were.
Annoying.
So annoying. I mean, most people don't even know Lincoln Park used to be prefab.
That's crazy,
right? Like they had that's crazy. It was like, I think they had a mini ramp, and then a Hollenbeck was.
I remember Hollenbeck being prefab.
It was a prefab, and then obviously El Sereno started off as a prefab.
Yeah.
No legs.
It was one of the best ones though.
I would say South Pass, but yeah, we could say one of the best ones for sure. But I remember I got a ticket at South Pasadena for not having a helmet, and we used to have to hide from the cops when they would roll through, like behind the mini ramp. So how was that transitioning, living where you were living at before, and then coming into the skate community in El Sereno, and who were some of the I guess focal people that stood out to you that I mean I have an idea, but you can talk about that.
So basically, when I was in ninth grade going to Marshall, I was into skating, but I didn't have a skateboard and I didn't actually skate. I was like a fan because I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater video games. That's what got me into skateboarding. After that, I saw this show called, I don't know if anybody remembers, there was a show called The Jersey on Disney Channel. And they had this episode where Tony Hawk came on, and it's basically this show was like these kids would put on this jersey, and then they would turn into their favorite professional, like football player or whatever. So this episode they turned to Tony Hawk, and he teaches them how to ollie. And I was just like, I gotta fucking learn this. Like I gotta figure out how to do this. So basically, I saw that. I was super motivated by that and the Tony Hawk Pro Skater video game. We moved to El Sereno. I'm walking to school one day, and when I'm walking to school, I have to pass through the park to get to the Wilson High School. I see the skate park. It was my first time seeing a skate park in real life. I was blown away. No one was in there. After school, walking back home, passing by, people were in there. I'm like, okay, I want to skate. So I start bugging my mom all the time. I want to skate. I want to skate. I want to skate. Don't get a skateboard. One day I'm passing by this skate shop. And in the I don't know if you remember Empire.
Yeah, the one that Rick.
Yeah. So yeah. I find Empire. Find out about that from the homies, actually. So my first homies when I first moved to El Sereno, I met was probably Ricky. Ricky was the first person that skated. No, for sure it was Ricky. Ricky and this guy named Julio that doesn't skate anymore. So Julio I used to skate with on the corner by my house. And Ricky was like, for me, like, he dressed cool as fuck. Like, that's how I became his homie. Like Ricky still dressed like super baggy. No, okay. This is baggy Ricky. S's like PJ Lat Ricky. Like,
gotcha.
Bro, like Ventures, like super swagged up.
Yeah.
So we became homies, and they all told me to like go to Empire. So I went to Empire, got my first blank board.
Is this the Empire that was in Alhambra?
Yeah,
in the back,
it was owned by
of the shop?
Atlas.
Yeah.
Well, that's its tagging name. I can't remember his real name right now.
Yeah, Rick. Yeah,
Rick. There
I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say his. Well, he's doing.
He already went to jail for that.
Yeah, he's doing like commercial stuff. But the shop, so Empire was in the back of another shop, right? Like a thrift store. Do you remember?
I was such a kid and only focused on one thing.
Okay.
I only remember the shop, but I do remember walking through something to get to it in the back.
Yeah, so I think because there was already a skate shop down the way called Boards or something like that.
Yeah, there was Boards.
Yeah,
I went there. Okay, that was the first shop I went to, but I didn't buy anything because the people didn't skate. Like, I could feel it.
The owner was weird. I had the same experience when I went in there. It was nobody talking, nobody saying what's
quiet.
Up. And it was like an older guy.
Skate video playing.
Yeah, that was it. And I had the same feeling. But yeah, so that's why I think since there was another skate shop in the area, like the way that like zoning works,
both across the street from Denny's.
Yeah, they had to hide it in the back of.
It's crazy, right?
They had to hide it. So that was blank decks on point. Yeah.
So Empire, learned about them, and then the thing that really set it off is come closer. The thing that really set it off, honestly, was I met Kirk Rocha. So one day I was coming home from school, and there was this kid in the skate park with the cast, and he was doing tray flips and stuff with the cast on. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I went to the skate park. I probably had like shove-its and 180s at the time. So when the skate park was minding my own business, he came up to me and we started talking. We became homies. I thought he was my age because Kirk, I don't know if you saw him when he was younger, he already had a mustache and everything. So anyway, he invites me to his house. I go to his house. I don't even know why. Like I didn't trust people back then, but I went to his house. He's like, let's watch a skate video. So this is my first time seeing a full-length skate video. I saw it was Zero New Blood. It was my first time seeing Hesh skaters. It was my first time seeing people skate rails. It was like my first a lot of shit. Yeah. And we watched it in a trampoline. on his laptop. It was my first time doing all that. So he watched the video, bro. I was blown away. I went home and all I could think about was like people skating rails and like just the way they dressed and like the tricks and stuff. And Garrett Hill stood out the most for me from that whole video. Yeah, after that, I fell in love with skateboarding, bro.
Garrett Hill, like striped shirt, shredded pants at the bottom. Okay, yeah.
He brought like he was the first one to bring like colors in the hash, like because they were wearing all black or black and white. Yeah. He started wearing like striped purple and striped red and like mixed match pants and all that shit. So which is crazy now because he's a judge in the Olympics. A lot of people don't know that. He's come a long way. Yeah, bro. So like, I fell in love with it. Got a computer. I got a computer. Most people got computers like to download music, and I wanted to download skate videos. Got a computer, got LimeWire. Shout out to all the people. They know what that is. Downloading skate videos.
It probably took like 2 weeks to download.
Sometimes you download a skate video and it ended up being a porn. You'd be mad as hell.
Yeah. Or happy. I don't know.
Or happy, depends on how good it was. Bro, like count. So I caught up on like what videos, like I started watching like things like In Bloom. Bro, Flip Really Sorry was one I fell in love with. Yeah, Right was another one I fell in love with. So in the beginning, I was downloading videos until like I started going to more skate shops that had DVDs, and then every once in a while I would buy one DVD that I really liked from these videos. Where do I go from here? What was the question again?
Just who you were connected to. So you started immersing yourself into skateboarding, and it started to become more serious for you, like in terms of like really wanting to like learn tricks. And,
I fell in love with it at that time. Yeah.
Did you right away? Because you skate a lot of street now. I mean, you skate a lot of parks too, but I think you're one of those skaters that they'll go to the park just to warm up or like learn a trick there, so they can actually bring it to the street.
100%.
Although there's a lot of skaters that just skate parks. They just
skate
skate park.
They'll never go
that's
street.
It. So like for you, I know that you've always had a more of a connection to the idea of street skating versus transition and like, you know, bowls, like, you know, whatever. So how has it been for you to, I guess, like, I don't know, like go from skate park to transition to skate in the streets? Were you always in the streets trying to learn stuff, or were you at the skate park when you were younger?
So all my first beginning skating was done on a corner, literally on a corner in El Sereno at the school called Sierra Park Elementary with my friend Julio. We used to skate on the corner.
Is that the one right down where you used to live?
Yeah, a block away from my house.
You took me to the back area and we skated
probably some spot or some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sierra Park Elementary, my brother went there. It was this elementary school right there in the corner every day, just doing manuals. So we would like hit the corner and do like manuals, you know, off the sidewalk, shove it's every day. Kickflip. I think shove it, manual, and kickflip was like the furthest I got at that point. Yeah. And then like I eventually branched off because like I loved skateboarding, but it wasn't like, I know Julio loved it too, but I don't think it was like his main thing. So like after that, I met new people that like they were more passionate about it. So I started getting more comfortable and I started going with people like Ricky to go skate. And then that's when I met people like you. Yeah. And then like you guys were the first people to like take me out street skating back when you had your Jeep. Yeah.
And then I had a Panasonic DVX 100B 24B.
I don't remember. I know I didn't film anything about it. Bro, I had no tricks. Think about it, bro. I had no, outside the skate park, I had no tricks. Like, it's crazy to think about that.
I mean, it is crazy to think about it because your skateboarding has evolved so much.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, it's like, it's the next level shit. And, you know, it's funny because there was a comment, I think, on your story about someone talking about creativity. And it's like, I expect more out of a pro.
I was like, what the?
I was like, man, you made a pro. But it's funny because there's already an idea that you are. And I don't know if it's just because you're relevant or you're out there so people know you like in a different way. I mean, it's taken you a while to even get to that point of, I guess, like general acknowledgement where people, I mean, you got people like coming up to you wanting to take pictures and stuff like that, which is something we could get into, you know, in a little bit. So you're living in El Sereno with your mom and your little brother. And your little brother. How was it for you? You know, I typically don't like to do like the race thing, but I think sometimes it's
It's
important.
realistic.
Well, from your individual experience, right? Like going from where you were at into
To like a multicultural community to like predominantly Latino, legit.
right. Yeah. How was that for you? How was that for you identity wise? And then on top of that, how was it for you when you got into skateboarding? And if there were like influences for you or people that you identified, you can talk about that. But just talk about what that experience is like for someone younger.
Okay, so fortunately and unfortunately, my mother, she grew up like around drugs and gangs and stuff. So when she had me and my brother, she didn't want us to like have that upbringing. So ever since I was a kid, we've only lived around Latino people, like strictly. Like that's been her thing. Like I think that was her way of, she thought like it would keep us from bad things for whatever reason. I mean, it worked for me. I can't speak for my brother, but it worked for me. The only thing is like, yeah, you get left out a lot. Yeah, you don't.
And you may have, I mean, you may have not even been aware. Not aware of it.
I wasn't
but
aware of it until
like
I got like older, like high school, like you know what I mean. When I was a kid, it's innocent, like
especially with skateboarding, right? And that's one of the reasons that I think that people gravitate towards skateboarding is that there is really not a whole lot of sense of that. Like there's no awareness of that.
Yeah.
It's like you skate,
Facts.
right? You can be like rich, poor. Yeah,
everybody can come together on a session. Everyone goes home to their problems, to their lives. This guy's rich. This guy's gonna go sleep in his car, but they're all homies at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like it's a reality. Skating like really brings people together.
Yeah. So you said that you weren't really aware of that until you got older. What was it that you became aware of? Was it from external sources, or
I
was
started
it from
to realize I didn't know a lot of black people.
Yeah.
Like even, I mean, it's getting better now, but like, yeah, it used to bother me that I didn't know a lot of black people. I used to be like, bro, I don't really know black people. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, mainly because, like we said, like El Sereno's.
It's predominantly Latino.
Yeah,
like,
predominantly.
No white kids went to my school.
Yeah.
No white kids went to my school. If they went to my school, their parent worked there. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
There was probably 10 black people, including me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was reality, and it wasn't a bad thing.
Like, no. And around that time too, I think there was, and you touched on it earlier, was playing the game Tony Hawk, because I think a lot of kids, and I've spoke about this before, because I saw the transition or the shift and change with the perception of skateboarding, because I think in the 80s, maybe not like in the 90s, like in New York and stuff, but there was always this like idea that it was tied to like a look, you know what I mean?
100%.
Like a white dude from the beach,
clothes,
or a white dude from the beach, like that
Facts.
skates or whatever, like more of like but it started to change and shift, obviously during the 90s, but yeah, specifically with the Tony Hawk.
And people don't know it was hard for skaters like me. Like, you want to be white.
Yeah.
You trying to be white so bad. I used to be like, what the hell?
Yeah, and they would talk to you like that too.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
you want to be a white boy.
Just fun.
I'm like, I'm down for good credit.
Yeah. I'm down for good credit. I'll take that all day.
But shit like that. Now you don't get like that. And that's why I appreciate people like Lil Wayne. There's a lot of people don't get it. Like, oh, he's a culture ultra. He changed the forecast of this for a lot of people. Not even just black people. Like, he made like gangsters want to be like, not even want to skate. It's already inside of these people. They wanted to do this, but they were insecure.
Right.
I've had people DM me like, bro, like, I like, because I make content, like I said. So I have people that have reached out to me and be like, yo, bro, like, I love your content. Like, I know I do this street shit, but like I always wanted to skate, but people used to make fun of me, so I do this street shit. Like, you and people like Pharrell made me want to skate, and I'm just like,
put you in the category of
Pharrell, me.
You'll take it
like that. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So yeah, shit like that.
I mean, that's important. I think that's very important. And those people, like Lil Wayne, actually. I mean, I was probably one of those people too, because you saw like Justin Bieber.
Bro, I was too.
You saw Justin Bieber and
Supras.
Him, yeah, like skating at, like learning how to skate, and you're like, man, what the fuck are they doing?
Tic-tacking.
Yeah, tic-tacking. But you look at like someone like Lil Wayne.
Uh-huh.
I can't say it for Justin Bieber because
Same.
I haven't seen any footage of him.
I think
since
I've seen him like
bailed.
flip or something.
But anyway, he's dedicated to it.
100%.
Like you said,
It never stops.
It's in him, and I'm sure there was a time for him that he thought he could only like rap or like do whatever.
I can't do this because they're gonna think this.
Yeah, and he did bring that to the table, so that it is important for others to recognize that, because it was the same that I saw culturally and a social change and shift with the perception of skateboarding. That when I went to El Sereno, I saw a lot of Hispanic kids. Like the majority of the teenagers were skating, looking like Jim Greco, the tight pants and it was really great to see. So it's been really great to see. Have you seen any other changes beyond that for you, working in a shop like over the years and just being a part of the skateboarding scene? Because you're definitely embedded in it, you're connected to it on a very deep level, and you've seen it from that prefab skate park at El Sereno 100%. And just learning how to do it to where you're at now. What other things have you seen change?
I see skaters' careers dying faster than before, because a lot of skaters don't know how to transition with today's time and manipulate social media to their advantage. A lot of the companies now don't do a lot of the marketing for the riders anymore. And that's because of social media. They expect the skaters to do it. And a lot of these skaters, they didn't go to school for marketing, and they don't have a lot of skaters don't realize that this is a business, and they don't have a business mindset. Yeah. So a lot of skaters, they don't post enough. And so they're not selling product, bro. That's why all these companies are going out of business, because the companies have relinquished them promoting themselves. Like, you got to do it. You have to do it. And now these skaters they don't put out content. They're like, oh, I haven't got paid, so I don't put out content. Bro, you were already putting out content when you weren't getting paid. Don't stop feeding your fan base. Yeah. So like, you see this weird thing of like these skaters being super resistant with that. And
I just don't think that
it destroys them.
I don't think skateboarders in general are good with that type of thing. Just in general. I mean, there's a skate time with skaters, and that's why I was already anticipating you being late. Is every skater that I know,
every skater,
schedule wise, but I
try to like call. I make calls. Other skaters won't even say nothing.
No,
bro.
That's very true.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
the majority, it's not there. It's all skateboarding.
Yeah.
They just want to skate. And that's, it's interesting because as a fan, or, I would imagine like a kid, that's what you actually want out of a skater. You want that skate rat. You want to be like that. You want to be that skater that's just like, I just care about skateboarding. So it's interesting because I think that parallels to like music and skateboard. It's just like, I think everything is changed in that regards, where
100%.
And most people are most skaters are maladaptive in that process. Who are some of the people that you would say have really transitioned and done well with that?
There's skaters like
1 second. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so what are some of the skaters that you've seen really transition over into the new medium of social media and have had success?
You can actually answer that.
So basically, skaters like I would say Nigel Houston, Yuto Horigome, even though you can say like they came up. Well, Nigel, you can say he came up in the regular times,
The olden days.
Video parts. We gonna take 2 years. You not gonna see nothing from me, and you gonna miss me. Like, people don't miss skaters anymore. Like, we see them every day. So anyway, I would say people like Nigel, Yuto, of course Tony Hawk, but a lot of these people have either people running their pages, or they have managers that tell them what to post. There's these skaters that they only post skateboarding. And it's sad to say this, that's not it anymore. Like, people want to see you be a human too. Like, it just is what it is. It doesn't have to always be a hard post. It could be like your story, just showing your life, daily stuff. Like, if you don't show anything, you're just uninteresting. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's right, because we have that access. Before, you didn't really have that access.
No.
When you would watch a video like the day in the life of so and so, that was always the best.
That
for me.
shit was exciting.
Yeah, I love watching skateboarding, but I wanted to see like what do they do?
What do they
like,
do?
Yeah, what do they? How do they? Go
How do they
about
talk with their friends?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Are they normal?
Yes.
Do they go supermarket
Does he eat?
shop? Yeah. Does he eat food?
He farts?
Yeah. What? Yeah, I always appreciated that. So yeah, I mean, I would imagine that people want to see that, right?
They do.
And there's two people that come to mind for me. One is Jordan Maxim and Neen Williams. When I think about, there are two people that
Neen really took advantage of it.
he did it. I think really
he was early, yeah.
early on, and you know what that actually created was not being so dependent on like
100%.
Baker Boy distribution, or I don't even know if he doesn't skate it.
No, he still does.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. But he hasn't. He started to give these sponsorships from like outside.
You don't need them. Let's just say that.
Yeah, yeah. Like he's doing his thing, and I mean, I've been following him for a minute.
Same.
And,
I used to like a lot back because like I said, he started showing personality, and that's what made me follow him. He started doing those videos where he would eat and go, "Not a damn chance."
Not a damn.
That's what made me get into Neen Williams.
Yeah, that's so funny. Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now he's like doing videos on food and like his workout routine.
Buff as hell.
He's buff as shit. Yeah, those are my goals right there. I'm trying to get like Neen Williams. Yeah, so I mean it's definitely important, right? If you're trying to stay relevant
and like engage and you want to keep people motivated because you want them to think about you when they're not on the app so that they buy your products.
Right. Ultimately, yeah, that's like the goal. And, you know, it is kind of a double-edged sword, right?
Super.
Because
then you open the door for like criticism and shit.
I mean, that's you start to maybe become aware or like care about
Of
like
things, stupid little things that you never even noticed.
Yeah, and I got a lot of that when I worked when I owned Underground. Is I started to see the industry and like what went on like behind the scenes.
It's nasty.
I mean, it is pretty nasty. I mean, I had a thing where I was writing and taking photos for Confusion magazine, and I went out there to go shoot photos of this cat Nick Rivera at a backyard pool, and this other writer that actually skated for the same company showed up with Thrasher, and that shit happened. I don't know if you remember that Hall of Meat where that kid, they're in a backyard pool and he drops on the slide. He drops into the slide and just flies up and just.
I hate Hall of Meats. I can't.
Dude, that was the only one I watched because I had filmed it, right? But I had sent it to the social media for Confusion and we posted it right away.
Okay.
And then I got all these DMs like, and then one of them was from the dude that was connected because he was trying to like brown nose because the dude Rhino and like, so he said you shouldn't post that, and like I went through. Exactly, because they wanted to post it up first, and it was like this. That was the first time that I was like, I understood the politics of skateboarding. I didn't take it down. At one point it was out of my hands, but I started to see that wow, this thing is actually beyond skateboarding. And then owning a shop, it went beyond skateboarding, where my life became dependent on the thing that I was trying to sell. And this is the connection that I was trying to get to with the social media thing, where that's the double-edged sword, right? Is that when you become dependent on it, when your life depends on it, whether you are eating or not, it just holds such a different weight. So I can get why some skaters don't want to do that, but at the same time, it's like, well, what is the alternative for you?
Exactly.
Right. If you want to continue to do that thing, right, which is skateboarding and pay the rent, you have to play.
You have to play the game. A lot of people don't want to.
Yeah. And you have found yourself playing that game. Like you're in it, right? So. And you didn't necessarily start off that way.
Not at all.
You had gotten into. You said you went to music. You went to music school, and I remember you were dropping a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I was dropping a lot of music. Yeah,
a lot of music. For one, I mean, and I'll ask you questions as we go. But what inspired you to want to get into music, and what specific aspects of music were you interested in?
So music was actually my second love after video games. I got into music like
skateboarding was not. I thought you were gonna say skateboarding before. Yeah,
nah,
video games.
It went
music.
video games, music, skateboarding.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
So, music was my second love. That happened around like 3rd, 4th grade. There was this thing on TV called The Box. I don't know if you remember it, but you could actually call and like they would put the music, like if enough people voted, that song would come on next. So like I used to watch The Box all day, watching music videos. I was super into music videos and like the choreography in music. So like at first I was drawn to that. And then like as I got older, I got drawn into like the lyrics. Like, okay, I like this shit. Like Lil Wayne, Carter 3, Wu-Tang, just like a bunch of different stuff. And then like I was super inclined with music. So like when the internet first came out, so people got to remember, before the internet, it was just radio. So you only got what LA fed you. Bro, once I got a computer, I was listening to like Southern music, Gucci, like stuff like that, to the point where I was putting people on at school. I would make mixtapes, my own mixtapes, not songs that they wanted, my own mixtapes, and I would sell them at school. And people would be like, "Oh, on song 3, who's that?" I was like, "Oh, that's Gucci Mane." And like, bro, it was like the fun time, like the best time of my life. I'm not gonna lie, I made so much money. Shout out to Wilson High School. But yeah, bro, what were we talking about? I'm sorry. I always distract myself.
Nah, it's cool. I love the passion and excitement.
Music.
We were talking about music,
So
and
you-
like what got you into like wanting to.
So yeah, music was always there. And then like basically 5th grade, 6th grade, it's just basically middle school was just like being a kid. Like nothing was going on. I wasn't skating at that time. It was video games and music at that time. Then high school, moved to El Sereno. I did music at my house. Nobody knew. Like I just made music for fun. And then I don't know if everyone knows, there's this game called Garage Band that came out. No, it was called Rock Band. This game called Rock Band. It came with a guitar, it came with a drum set, and it came with a mic, right? So it was out for like a year, whatever. It got played out. Then one day I said, I wonder if I could connect this mic to my computer, because it was USB. And that was it. It was over after that. Started making music.
What program were you using?
At the time, it was GarageBand. GarageBand. That's the free with the Mac. Yeah,
the Mac.
GarageBand.
Wow. And what kind of stuff were you messing around with? Like,
so at the time, I was a huge fan of like Lil B. So
I don't even know who that is.
Damn, Bass for Life. So yeah, I was basically a fan of Lil B at the time, a huge Soulja Boy fan, Gucci Mane, whatever was popular at that time.
Yeah.
And basically just go on YouTube, find beats, and just rap over them, and like never put the songs out.
Did you ever get into the history of rap and like what like predated like the people that you were into?
The furthest I went back is probably like Flava Flav or like trying to think. I don't know. I don't like to go back that far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I asked because, you know, it's kind of like with skateboarding sometimes too, where a lot of the new, you know, the kids like coming up, even though there's like a wealth of information out there.
Oh, they don't check.
They don't. There's it was, and I was, yes, with rappers too, like a lot of like, you know, I guess like the trap rappers that were coming up. Nobody really gave a shit about what was going on
at all,
the history of it. And that was, for me, that was weird because every decade, even for skateboarding, you know, and I think skateboarding is a little bit different. I do think that like the younger people like still like look back and they look at like skaters and old parts, and there's that connection to, you know, the history where, you know, with I think a lot of like hip hop, it's, you know, and that's why you can actually do reaction videos.
No, 100%.
Right? Like, because it's like, how the hell have you never heard like,
you never heard of Tupac?
Yeah, you never, all eyes on me. Yeah, who? Oh, let me do a reaction video.
You have a Thug Life tattoo. You don't know Tupac?
Yeah. But like, they're actually able to do those videos because they just have never, or it's fake. I don't know if it's fake. It's real.
I will say that when I did start taking music serious, I wanted to study like the art of rapping. And I started listening to like Biggie. I wanted to know, why do people like this guy? So I started listening to Biggie. I have this thing like, if anybody gets famous, if I don't like it or if I don't hear immediately why it's good, I have to listen to it like, okay, there's something that people like out of this, and I need to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
So like I listened to Biggie, Tupac. I started listening to because I was listening for the technique. So I started listening to Biggie, Tupac. I started listening to Fabulous. I started listening to Lil Wayne. I started listening to Jadakiss. I started listening to Wu-Tang, and it was just like all for technique, literally for technique, like how they do it.
Are you talking about like the cadence?
Cadence,
like
what do you call it? Like different effect. What do you call that shit? Like double entendres and just like.
That's why I love Eminem. I mean, lyrically, like,
bro.
I mean, I just like that last album it's amazing. I mean, his last 3 albums have been good, but it's just crazy to me that he's like 52 years old,
killing it.
He's still, but lyrically, I just
can't beat him.
I'm blown away. But those are all the things that I really appreciate about
like
rappers,
hidden little nuance, like you
on top of
shit, or like they'll start a line and at the end it'll connect and you'll be like, bruh,
just like a Seinfeld episode.
I love stuff like that.
It all comes back like together. Yeah, no, I absolutely love that, and that was one of the reasons why I was hating on a lot of the newer stuff that was coming out, because there wasn't any of that, not to my knowledge anyway. You know what I mean? Not to say that there's not people like Logic and like those people that are or J. Cole, like
there's people like that.
Kendrick.
They're just a lot softer than what a lot of people are used to from the 90s. They're used to like, yeah, this dude can rap good, but he still has this hard look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's like Drake. It's like you said, it's Drake. It's J. Cole. It's Kendrick.
Yeah, we don't talk about Drake on this. We don't talk about Drake on this podcast. A minor. Arya was actually singing that along with me. That part.
What a bird!
That's one of the best birds of it, and just the sound of the way that it's done and the way that you can sing along to that
like
part.
I said, technique
is like
that was all technique.
So beautiful. And the fact to be able to bring out what I think a lot of people in LA or the West Coast, that thing that we had going on in the 90s, a lot of that was coming out, like, it's still out
people
now.
Crip walking that ain't Crip.
That ain't Crips, yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to watch videos of it, man. I need to learn how to, like, I could do them like basic.
Trust me, bro. Every time I see it, I'm like, damn, that's so cool.
Yeah. I need to watch a video. I need to get that shit down.
I need to do those in the house.
Supermarket. Like, I want to be in the supermarket. That song comes on. I'm like
hey, baby, look.
Oh, man. So yeah, like, I appreciate that. You appreciate that aspect of like hip hop and rapping. So you went to music school, and what was your goal when you went to music school?
I thought that I was gonna. So my goal when I was in the music industry, I was gonna get my mastering and mixing skills better, so that I can up the production on my own music, and also help other people with their music, and possibly get in the industry and like mix music for artists and stuff like that.
Yeah. All right. What happened?
I interned. And I got around rappers and I got around the industry, and I didn't like the industry. Yeah, I feel like this is just personal. I feel like you kind of have to be not a bad person. That's not the correct word. But there's like a certain type of person you have to be successful in that field.
Would you say like manipulative?
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, you definitely have to.
Don't get me wrong. You also have to be good at the stuff,
right?
But also you have to have this type of personality, or you'll get ran over.
Right. It's similar to, I think, like the film industry.
I think it's all industries.
Yeah,
literally.
That's true. But I would imagine it's just competitive, and
Super.
when anytime there's something competitive, you're gonna have people that are gonna do things in order to get to that position that we want. Like, it's just a microcosm of what society and what human nature is, right?
100%.
But I think when you have a certain mentality, or you came from a certain place, like a certain community, there's already a certain mentality that is being carried.
Well,
so you carry that over into that.
The thing.
So it's a little, I would imagine that it would be a little bit different with, rap. It's the same thing. In the film industry, it's just done in a different way. Like, I you kind of see it. And that's why I stopped working on films.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I didn't like what I saw around me. I couldn't play that part because you have to play a role.
You have to play a role.
That's just exactly.
And then
it.
there's like this person talking about this person.
Yeah.
And you can't say anything. And then this person talking about that person, and you're just in the middle, and you're just like, none of these people even like each other.
Yeah. What the? Yeah.
If you're a genuine person, certain industries are like really hard to be in.
Which is crazy. So your music. So when you were in music school, my experience in film school, I loved it. We didn't have any of that. We all worked as a collective team. There, every once in a while, there's like, man, I don't fucking like that guy. He thinks he can direct and he can't. It would be the straight up truth, but it was never, I guess, a personal attack, or it wasn't like we're trying to get. We were all like a collective unit, with an end goal of making something together. And it was some of the beautiful experience. It was great. I
100%.
loved it so much. But when I started to work on sets, it was a completely different thing.
Egos.
The ego was definitely, and maybe a part of, maybe my ego.
Everyone has.
Yeah. Maybe my ego got in the way of being able to give myself up to the greater thing. But like I said, you do have to like play a role. And so I understand that completely.
Yes.
When you're definitely a certain archetype or a certain type of person.
Yes.
Because you've never struck me as someone that would be like that.
No.
It's just not the type of arena that you.
No.
And so I think that what you're doing now, right, because it's under your control completely, you get to do exactly what you want to do. You don't have to placate anybody. You don't have to like brown nose anybody to do what you want, which is one of the aspects of social media that I absolutely enjoy.
Yeah.
It's probably in the 10% of the positive things that I think social media.
Brown nosing sucks.
Yeah. But so you did music and then you got out of it. You were still doing music, if I remember, just to make music, right? And you were, popping stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you were still sharing it. And I know that there had been some time, and then all of a sudden, I think I started to see you do more social media. I don't want to say influencer type stuff. My buddy called me an influencer. He said, "You become an influencer."
Yeah.
I was like, "You become an asshole. Don't ever say that shit again." It's just a weird term.
It feels weird.
It's a weird term to me.
Yeah.
And it's something that was accepted previous to you probably getting into it or me getting into what I'm doing. I just like to be creative and I like to share.
Yeah.
And so what you're doing now has really allowed you to do that. How did you
All this came about because COVID and depression, basically. So the music fell off because of COVID sitting in the house. So basically I didn't go to work for like 3 months. The shop was shut down. The shop was shut down. I think the shop was shut down for a month though. But yeah, I didn't go to work for a while. I think about real things. Like I don't want to say other skaters don't think about like other things, but I think about real things. When the shutdown happened, my brain was freaking out, bro. I was thinking about the economy and the situation that we are in now because I understand money, and I was like, bro, all these things are closed. Like, how are we gonna reset when it's time to go back? Like I was like legit scared, bro. I was in depression. I had writer's block. I couldn't make any music. I would put on a beat. I couldn't make anything, bro. I was like, what am I making music for if I don't even know if the world's going to open back up? Like, what am I making music like? And then like, it didn't help that other rappers weren't putting out any music. They weren't making posts. Like I could feel everybody that was creative at that time where it was either you fell into depression or you turned up because you were at home all the time. Like, yes, I can make as much content as I want, but I wasn't a content creator yet. You know what I mean? I was just making music. So it was just like every day it got repetitive being home. Cause remember it was a lockdown, being home, cook, eat breakfast, eat lunch, eat dinner, repeat, and watch TV and make music. And then I started to like lose my mind for a second. So then like I started.
You got a little taste of prison there.
Yeah, that's what it felt like, bro, for real. Yeah. And then like, I don't know, one day I was like, I'm gonna make a funny video. And then like I made a funny video.
What was the video? Do you
I don't even remember.
You don't remember?
Yeah, bro.
Oh man, I want to know what it is.
You would have to go on my TikTok and go all the way to the bottom.
Was it TikTok that Is that what you started off?
Yeah, that's
doing?
where I started off. I started off my funny videos on TikTok.
You gotta send that. You gotta find
So-
it. I gotta find it, and then so I can post it. I want to
So
see
it
it.
was weird. So like they started popping off. At first it was just like, actually they weren't funny videos. It was like skate shoes that I didn't like growing up. And it was just like, I would show like this shoe ugly, that shoe ugly, whatever. Oh, skate shoes I did like. I would show this. My favorite rail skaters, you guys should watch. I would keep doing videos like that. Then it started blowing up. Yeah. Oh, you're putting us on, bro, blah, blah.
Yeah.
The Grip God, that name, like, it wasn't like, I sat there like, what should I be called? Yeah. Literally, I made TikTok and I wrote that. Literally, I just wrote that. I didn't know it was gonna become what it is today.
Yeah.
So it started to take off, and I was like, okay, I need to start adding personality. Oh, so this is where Rich by the Weekend comes in. I don't know if you want to talk about that right now.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool.
I mean, no, we can.
So basically, what amplified me like turning up and start doing skits is like, so basically, I have a friend named Matt. And we started skating together during COVID, right?
Yeah, it was Matt Nichols.
Matt Nichols, yep.
Yeah, he's an amazing artist, by the way.
Thank you. That's my friend.
No, he's legit. Yeah. But anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, I met Matt. We started skating together, and he was like, "I want to start this brand called Rich by the Weekend." Blah blah. So basically, he used his stimulus check money, started Rich by the Weekend, graphics, whatever. So at the time, I was the only writer, right? So I would use my TikTok to promote it. Push it out all the time. He made me a chain. I have a big chain. His name's it's called Mister. I have a big ass chain. It's like this big.
How come you didn't wear it today? I want to see it.
Didn't need it. So yeah, it's like this big. So I started wearing that, and then people started on TikTok affiliating me with my chain, and like, oh, that's the Grip God. That like it started picking up, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. So I did that for a year. In a year, I got my followers up to 50K, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm at like 126K, something like that.
On TikTok?
On TikTok.
Oh yeah, I don't have a TikTok, so I don't.
Okay.
I didn't even know. I just know you from the Instagram stuff.
Okay, so that started blowing up, and then I was just like, how do I make this transition over to Instagram? So
yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, Rich by the Weekend, and this is why I tell skaters like they need to promote, they need to show their life and stuff like that. Rich by the Weekend has had 4 different board graphics that we've sold out. So like, you can sell stuff. You can make it possible. Like,
right, yeah,
you
just
have to market yourself. You have to know how to inspire and motivate people, and you got to learn how to put out content without. This is the one thing people don't know how to put out stuff without it being a flex. People don't know how to post stuff without showing off. You got to learn how to post stuff, inspire people, and let them know that they can do it or they can achieve that too. Yeah. And stuff like that, like it just brings positive energy your way. 100%.
Yeah, when you first started doing it, what was the concept or idea that you wanted to do what you were doing?
I was like, I'm not trying to be a pro skater, but I know I can have the same popularity and inspire. So I wanted the effects of a pro skater, but without the industry. I want to inspire and motivate kids and get people into this. Mm-hmm. That was the goal, and I did it. Yeah.
What was that process like when you first started off? So you had that thought, and we were talking about this off camera. Is just I love the process of this. There's like there's a process to the content that people are listening
100%.
to and seeing. A lot of people don't see that, right? They just
a lot of mental process too.
Yeah, they just see the end result of whatever it is. But I mean, I've mentioned it before. I mean, I'll spend like 8 hours editing. I'll take time setting up.
People don't get it. A 30-minute video to an hour video, you're sitting at your if you care, you're sitting at your computer for like 8 hours, bro. It's no joke.
Yeah, it takes a lot, but I enjoy the journey.
It's fun.
Yeah,
the best part is when you hit upload. You're like, ooh.
Well, it's because I feel like I accomplished something. I don't really care about what happens after. I mean, obviously, I want to reach people. I mean, at the 100%. End of the day, it's like I'm not trying to get monetized and make a living from it. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of the people that their intentions are what you're saying is how they're starting off and what they're doing. That's what I think ultimately that's what people see, because you're talking about hard flexes or people trying to like do it to get to that point.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. I worked at a YouTube Google event
Mm-hmm.
like 3 weeks ago. I forget this. It's a duo. It's a duo pop rock band, right? And they only opened up their YouTube like 3 years ago. They got 10 million subscribers.
That's insane.
It's insane. And I asked the guy, I was like,
How many you got?
subscribers? I'm over 500 now.
I could change that.
Yeah, but I'm not even tripping because I had taken a break for a while, and I was like, man, I know it's because I took a break, and that's one aspect too, right? Is consistency.
Consistency.
If you're not consistent with it, if you're not constantly, it's when you make that choice that when you do it, this is what you're gonna do, right? You have to be consistent with it.
And I will say this: during COVID, I was the consistent champion. On TikTok, my formula. This is fucked up. My formula was post 3 times a day.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna let's break.
This gonna be his most viewed episode. I'm gonna make sure we get them subscribers up too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put that up there though.
We gonna make sure them subscribers go up.
Let's see.
Tell you what.
French fries, potatoes.
I'm a finesse. Watch. I'm gonna show you how to do it.
French fries, potatoes. So, so when you first started doing it, you're just doing it. I want to do this. I want to like share your love of skateboarding, right?
Yes.
And you started to think. When did you start to think that you could do like that? It was going to become something, or that it was starting to progress.
So when it started to progress is when TikTok started paying me. I didn't know. So when I first started doing TikTok, I didn't even know people were getting paid. And then like, yeah, it started paying me, and I was like, what the hell? And so like, that wouldn't happen at the 9 Club.
No. Or they would edit it out. Oh, that was my landlord too. Hold on one second.
Hold on, I gotta answer that one.
Yeah. He said that wouldn't happen at the 9 Club. Oh, man. True. All right. What were you saying before my phone interrupted you?
Yeah, so TikTok started paying me basically, and that's when I started pushing even harder. And like it made me what was good about that is that made me mentally like, all right, like it's paying me. All right, I need to up my production.
Yeah.
My jokes need to be better. Like I need to get these views up. Like so like it pushed me to do that. And then sadly a year later they got rid of the payment program because they didn't do it right. So basically like you could put any music over it, right? They weren't paying the artist. So let's say I had a video with 1 million views with this song from this rapper over it. Okay, that rapper's not getting paid, but I am. That doesn't make sense. So Universal ended up like snatching all their music off, and then TikTok stopped paying people. And now the only way you can get paid is if you make videos that are a minute or longer. And it's like, what minute funny video have you seen?
Yeah.
Like bruh, a minute of being funny is not easy.
That's a stand-up special.
That's a stand-up special, bro. So
those are
like
bits.
Getting paid on TikTok for me, that went out the window.
When did that happen? I was unaware of that.
That was the second year, like after COVID. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that happened. That didn't.
But that didn't like make me stop because I wasn't doing it for the money. So, and I'm glad that I wasn't doing it for the money because I think that would have like demotivated me for sure.
Oh yeah, especially if you're dependent on it.
After that, I just went harder, and then I started like so at first I started posting skits on Instagram, and people were not receptive because there was no skate jokes on Instagram yet. There was no skate memes. Nobody was doing it, and if somebody was doing it, people were like, "What the?" You know what I mean? And no offense to anybody that was doing it, because I had a strategy when I started. So I was like, all right, if I'm gonna be doing these jokes, if I'm gonna be doing these skate skits, and I'm gonna be the first person like really popping on this, I have to be good at skating so that people can't really say shit. Yeah. So that's also another reason why my skating has changed so much, because I wanted to be able to be like, oh, this guy's making these jokes, I'm gonna go see if he even skates. And it's like, oh, shut him up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So basically that was like basically that was like the armor for me to do the jokes. You know what I mean? So yeah, basically I shipped it over to Instagram. In the beginning, it was very not receptive. I was getting like 1,000 views, 2,000 views, whatever, a couple of likes. No, it's not where it's at now. And there was no pros. And it's crazy when you try something new, you learn how many homies won't support you. Like, it's amazing, bro. Like,
what do you mean, like try something new?
Yeah, like when you do something like that nobody else is doing, and your homies will not support you until they see everybody else supporting you. It's real. It's cool.
Yeah, no, I mean that's again,
you learn, bro. It makes you strong, bro. It makes you so strong.
Yeah, you have a pretty tight knit group of people that you stay.
It makes you strong,
around.
Bro. You learn, bro. You just gotta like, dang, I gotta make this smaller.
Yeah. I think that's important. I've always been that way for the most part. Even when I had my shop, it was just like my core riders and like the people that I was connected to, and the people that like you worked at my shop at one point as like a guest,
bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like we've always kept it that way, but I also saw a lot of people kind of step up in weird ways and ask me for money for things that they asked to do that I had or I looked out for people, let them sleep at my shop. You know, I mean, it's just like, but, and then even beyond that, like just people like asking for shit when you've never bought anything, you've never supported, like, and you're asking for a discount.
Bro, trust me, we do Rich by the Weekend. I know all about that. Oh, let me get a grip. Let me get a shirt, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for people to recognize again, like what goes into whatever it is that you're doing. All they see is what's there, and then like how you're living and what you're doing. It's like, I mean, there was times when I was broke. I wasn't eating, and I had people like wanting discounts, and you know, and the only time I would make that happen is when I knew like the kid couldn't afford, not because they would ask me.
Yeah, no,
I would do it on the fly.
You can see.
I would do that for them, and I know that we're very similar in that regards. We will hook people up. I mean, I do a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily post, but I know that's also important it's also an important aspect for people to do that, and you could see the difference. Like, there's a difference. I can tell anyway when someone's doing something and they're showing that they're doing something positive, that they're doing that regardless. But it's also a motivator for people who are like, damn, I need to do that type of stuff.
And that's why I do it. I give away stuff and put it on the internet to motivate people to give away stuff. I know people that are sitting on shit that they're not gonna use, and like they rather, it's sitting on OfferUp but nobody's buying it. Bro, bless somebody. There's people that have money, they have wealth, and they're still getting boxes and stuff, and I mean they're not even going to the skate park and dropping off old shoes. They rather throw it in the trash. Bro, come on. People love to talk shit about billionaires and millionaires hoarding all their wealth. Regular people got stuff too.
I mean, we do. That's what I'm saying. It works on so many different levels. It just depends on what type of person you are,
exactly,
and what you're doing with it. So, do you remember the point or when, like, the first video for you, I guess, went like viral, or it got like way more views than what you were like, oh damn, like it's a hit? I know that TikTok's a little bit different because
I had one video go viral on TikTok, and I had one that went viral for me on Instagram. So the first one that went viral for me on Instagram that had an effect in the skate industry, it was like this video of me trying on blazers, right? And I was like trying on blazers, and if you've ever tried on a blazer, everybody knows this, and this is why it went viral. So like, it's a really hard shoe to put on unless you take off like most of the shoestrings. So the video was me like trying on the shoe, and it's like, when a customer tries on a blazer, and it's like me trying on the shoe, and I'm stuffing my foot in it, and I'm like messing up the shoe. Bro, it got 1 million views, and like,
that's funny.
I think it got 100K views every day.
I thought it was just my fat feet when I first tried to put some on.
You got to unlace them like.
I don't even think I kept the shoes. I think I was like, fuck, I can't fit in these shoes.
You probably said I can't fit them. No, that happens at the shop, and we have to tell people, no, you got to unlace them. So basically, I made a video of me trying on, and it went to 1 million. Cool. Whatever, things started picking up, followers started going crazy, whatever. I posted the same video. I started this thing where like, all right, I know how to post on Instagram. I'm going to take all my most popular TikToks, only the most popular ones, and I'm going to post them on Instagram and see how that works. So I started that off.
Seeing how it...
And it was just like, at first it was kind of depressing because like these are videos with 500K views on TikTok, 200K, 100, you know? And then they're just getting like 20K, 10K on Instagram. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And this is when the story
But this is also...
for Instagram were already up. Yeah.
But this is also, like I said, no one was doing skate skits. Now you can go around. I got a lot of kids. I got a lot of sons. I can show you them. I'm not kidding. Like a lot. I can say that. I got a lot of sons, bro. Bro, like, so basically, what was I saying? I got distracted myself. Sorry. ADHD.
We were talking about the first, like the first.
So
videos,
then on Instagram, the first one that went viral is this one where like I go, when you're a skater and you ask the company for more money and not more boards, it's pinned to the top of my page. If you go see it right now, it's pretty vulgar. But it's basically like,
you said vulgar.
It's pretty vulgar.
Sounded like my grandma.
But yeah, go check that out.
Right.
That one's pretty funny. But yeah, that video went viral and everybody fell in love with it. Certain pros started following me, backing me after that.
Okay.
Yeah, people started to realize. I think people were like threatened by me at first. I don't know what it was. I don't know if people thought like I was trying to get into the skate industry. I don't know. I felt like a lot of people, but people just realized, oh, bro, you're really just making jokes, having a good time. Yeah. I don't want your job.
Yeah. That other job is a whole nother.
That job's hard and mentally abusive.
I mean, but it is hard what you do, right? Because you
100%. I get negative comments.
Yeah.
Sometimes a video that I know is funny and the algorithm doesn't pick it up. That like, bro, that'll like when I make a video and it makes me laugh and it doesn't go viral, I'm like, bro, what the
yeah. And that's like nonstop. Like but see, that's one of the things that I think people that want to do any sort of creative endeavor have to understand is that even award-winning Oscar actors and like whatever, it just... They all go through that. No matter what film does good, they go on to the next, and it might do bad, and they get poor reviews. But that's like, that is everything, and I think that is a killer for a lot of people, right? Like, is that they pay attention and they listen to that aspect of themselves when they start to listen to those outside. Again, not focusing on the process of it. So that's super important to understand that it doesn't matter who you are. I don't give a shit who you are. It's like you're going to go through that same sort of process. Yeah, no, you are not different for feeling that way. I'm not different. We all go through that. It's only the ones that don't pay attention to it and just persist with it.
Trust me, when you hit your first 1 million views on Instagram, YouTube, whatever happens, and then you drop that next video and it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
You gonna learn. You learn something, like something psychologically happens to you. Because I remember I was like, well, I need to drop another funny video. It messes, but you have to learn, like, bro, chill out.
Yeah, I did a lot of that my first round doing the podcast. I was so concerned with all of, like something would do really well and then
the next one go low.
Yeah, low. And it's like, wait, it could be the algorithm, or it could be like, I started to realize it's out of my control.
It's out of your control.
It's out of my control.
Keep grinding, and if you're passionate and you keep just changing little things to make your stuff better production wise, you'll see an effect, bro. Like things just change. You'll see an effect. You'll see those consistent viewers. If people see you growing, they'll grow with you. Like that's the only way I can explain it.
Yeah, and you've definitely created this. Somebody wants to see this room already this evening. Sorry, I'm about to move, so I'm trying to.
Okay.
He's like, I was like, damn, that's fast. Holy shit!
I'm here.
Hey, they've been trying to get me out of here. They're like, yeah, I already have like 5 people lined up to take this spot. All right, so you start to. Was it weird for you to have people come into the shop, or like you see like skating come up to you and be like wanted to take a picture? Because I know it's a little weird. I got to experience a little bit of that with the skate shop, and I like wanted to take a picture with like, oh, you're so and so, and there's like this allure, I think, to a lot of younger people when they don't really, they know that you're a part of something, and they think that you're like up here in status.
Bro,
so
trust me.
they look up to you in a certain way, which is, you know, something I don't buy into. But so how did that make you feel the first time that it happened to you?
So in the beginning, it was honestly awkward for me because I'm naturally introverted. Like, basically, if I don't know you, I'm introverted like as hell. Like,
I can attest to that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, in the beginning, when people were coming up, it was so weird. Kids, it was, even in the beginning, it was super weird for adults to come up to me. They would come up to me, oh, bro, I saw your videos on, and I used to be like, I didn't used to know what to say. I used to be like, cool, yeah, and be all weird,
awkward,
yeah, like literally,
like, that dude is really weird in person,
bro. Trust me, in the beginning, for sure, they were saying that. The people would come to me, oh, bro, I saw your video, and especially if they didn't skate. That's why, like, in the beginning, it was mostly people that didn't skate.
That's weird.
So I'm like, oh, bro, I want to skate because you, and it started to be like, oh my god, like, I make people want to skate. I gotta keep going.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the beginning it was honestly weird. Now it's cool. Like, it's real cool. Like, I try to be like, what's your name, man? Like, I've gotten a lot better. Like, because like I said, I'm naturally introverted.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, yeah, what's your name? You're about to go skate right now? Where you skate at?
I used to offer this dude food, and I know he was hungry, and he would say no. Been skating all day, be like, you want some food? No, I'm good.
Introversion is a disease.
Yeah, I know you hungry, man. You're over there just salivating. I'm like,
I'll take a drink probably.
But, you know, I mean, to be honest with you, I appreciate that more than I do, like, you know, someone that's just like,
take everything.
Hey, take everything.
Yep.
Yeah, asking for extras. So, what are some of the videos that have controversy surrounding them that have been controversial? Because you're definitely, I know that, like, within that space, and you're making fun, because you are making fun of everything. It's like stand-up comedy, right? So
I'm making fun of everything, and I'm also learning what I can and can't make fun of at the same time.
Interesting. Yeah,
I've learned some things.
Oh, okay. We don't have to go into those.
We can.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, you know, I definitely have. I understand that to a certain extent, and you know, I made a post about the boxer from Algeria before I had enough.
Did they take it down?
No, they didn't take it down. I had people unfollow me.
Oh,
but
snap.
see, I mean, I made a response because I reacted with my emotions, and like I said in my post, I didn't have all the information. I was just the information that was out there that you think. I mean, I was looking at all these you know, different sources of information, and then was come to find out wrong. I was like, I have no problem like admitting that I was wrong. I do have a problem with dudes that transition that go into women's sports, because I think that's an unfair advantage, and we could talk about it. Like, I one of the reasons that I like doing this is it opens up space to be able to talk about things, because I'm not one of those people that I will judge you based off of what you think or what you believe or what your ideas are. But if you're coming at me with ideology and you're like forcing me to see things the way that you see them, that's an issue.
Facts.
Like, that's an issue. But anyway, so I understand a little bit like about that with responses from people, and maybe how you know, a group of people can be overly sensitive, right? But have there been like any videos that have gotten people like pretty upset, like from a skater, like a pro skater that you made fun of, or or like whatever?
Actually, recently, so I made this video about I don't know if you know this pro skater Beatrice Damon. She rides for FA skateboards.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically I made this video. It's like Beatrice's response to the haters, because a lot of people hate on her because she's a pro skater.
That hasn't dropped a part.
That hasn't dropped a video part, and
Okay,
like
gotcha.
don't feel. People don't feel that she has the skill and
Gotcha.
all this stuff.
Gotcha.
So basically, this is the thing. The video was a flip. The video is a flip to get people engaged, to expose themselves on why they don't like her, right? So it's the thing says Beatrice addressing the haters, and it's a video of it's the actor from the movie Precious, and basically she's saying like, she's basically saying like, oh, you mad about me like being pro? Like, what are you gonna do about it? I guarantee you can't beat me up.
Yeah,
That's the skit. That's all it is, right?
Gotcha.
The comments is what got her mad. Like, bro, nonstop. People are like, oh, she's pro. All she can do is 50 front shove.
Right.
She does the same tricks. Oh, it's marketing. And then some people get disrespectful, like, because she's a girl. Oh, she sucked up the whole team. That's how she got on. Stuff like the comments, especially when they're negative, I don't engage with them. I don't even like the negative ones, you know?
Yeah.
So I had her actually reach out to me like, can you take down this video? It's like, bruh.
Oh, wow.
Bruh.
I mean, it's not the video.
Yeah, it's not. I know the video's not the one that's fucking with her. It's the comments.
It's the comments.
And I get it, but at the same time, it's just like she has to understand that she's blessed.
Yeah.
And that she has an amazing opportunity, and she shouldn't really care what people think about it, because she's also not the only skater in the world that turned pro without a video part,
or that maybe shouldn't be pro.
Exactly. And so
it happens all the time.
That's the thing that made me kind of like, that's why I didn't take it down, because I was like, bro, she should use this as growth. Yeah. Because like, I'm not trying to hate on her. You know what I mean? Like, this is the truth. This is reality.
Yeah. And you also have to have, going back to what you said earlier, is that like what you do, you're vulnerable in the position that you're in, right?
100%.
But you made the choice that this is what I'm going to do. So you have to accept the good and the bad. And
100%.
I think that's with everything. But I think that sort of attitude is indicative of a lot of younger people. And I don't want to, and it may not just be younger people, it could be older people too, but just the idea that if you don't like something that like I just want that to be taken down. Nah. I mean, it's like jokes. It's like comedy. It's like,
I'm not trying to defame you.
You don't have to look at the comments.
Thank you. You don't have to look at the post.
You don't have to look at the post. And the response is again, what you're saying is what you're upset about. And it's like, there's been comments where this motherfucker, if he knew like who I was and like what I would do to them, I would like feel that way. Like when I would hear like negative comments, and then I came to that point. I was like, it's not personal. Nothing is personal.
It's when people attack you for no reason, there's something with them.
Yeah. And if you're looking at it like that, then you no longer take it personal, because again, right, it's universal in the sense of there's always going to be a positive opinion and
a
then
negative.
A
Always.
negative. That's across the board. So
if you don't have that, you're not doing it right. That's the thing.
Yeah,
if you don't have hate or negativity, you're not doing this shit right.
Yeah. And for people to understand that, it's not about taking down. I mean, I know dudes that are kind of up there with skateboarding and their social medias where they've taken down like posts that didn't do well or like whatever. You know, this was like early.
I've done it before.
This is early. Have you really?
Yeah. I did that the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was like, what the? This is not performing well.
I'm going to take it down. I used to do that, but then I stopped doing it because then I was buying into the idea that I do care about like what the result is. Now I could take that same thing and be like, okay, did I do something wrong? Or like maybe it wasn't a good interview, or maybe, you know, whatever. I would look at it from that perspective. Right. But never like,
and then again, not with my skating. That I don't care. I throw that up there. It does whatever numbers. I don't care. But like with skits is a little different. Sometimes it's just like, I don't know. Yeah. Like sometimes you throw it up and then like it doesn't get the engagement you thought.
Yeah.
And you're just like, this is a flop.
Can I? I'm gonna give you a little anecdote or a little story. When I had Underground Skate Supply, I had found a black Bart skateboarding, right? And I didn't even think about this when I was creating it. I scanned it, used the black Bart, and then I had people behind him with torch, like the townspeople, like when they're doing that behind black Bart. And I was like going to do stickers. I was going to put it on a shirt.
What happened?
Someone was like, you know what that looks like is the townspeople are going to lynch Black Bart. And I was like, no, I was doing it because he's a skater that it was just, he's from the underground.
That's
and people,
not what they see.
No, but it made me think of, oh shit, somebody else could totally see that differently. And And that was the only time that I was like, okay, maybe I'm not gonna do this one. But it was funny because I did think like that. And I'm sure that there's other people that do think like that too. You gotta be, I guess, a little bit mindful, but not so much that you're sacrificing your integrity,
your integrity or creativity. Yeah,
your creativity. It's not about trying to play up to the audience,
Yes.
And that's what I like about doing what you said, like in that post. You actually weren't saying anything negative in that post
At
about
all.
that person. In fact, you're, well, I'm pro, whatever. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? But it's almost this social engagement to open up to see like where their minds are at, and then like engaging with that. And that's what comedy does in general, right? Like that's the whole point, like for me anyway, is as someone who loves stand-up comedy, is that I approach it from that way. I want them to say shit that challenges how I either am gonna 9 Club how I'm gonna respond and react. And that's what I was saying, like with that post with the boxers. It's like I don't buy into a lot of what I see on social media and information, right? And then I see people just repost and stuff. So that happened. I was a little upset with myself because I did respond in that way where I didn't really process it. And I normally typically don't even like respond to sort of like political like trend things that are going on.
Same.
It's just it's
an endless battle if you try.
The Stoics and someone from AA or someone that I interviewed was telling me that in that they don't engage in gossip or like things like that because it's an endless battle.
And
it's like pointless. The only thing that you can do is just be creative and put your content out and not engage that way, because there's nothing is going to be resolved or nothing is good is going to come from it. So what was the most fun you ever had doing a sketch, or what's like one of your favorite ones?
My favorite skits are all the ones I've done with like where I get kids to act. When I get kids to act in them, it's like the best. They go viral because like they're innocent and like they don't. So like I see the vision of it, the skit already, and I'm getting them to act out these lines, and I'm like laughing already because I can see it, and they don't get it. I love when the finished product comes out, and they're like, "This is what we were filming."
Oh yeah,
I love that, bro. It's like the best film. And then they go viral, and they come back to the shop and like, "Bro, kids at my school." I like for them to get that feeling, bro. That shit's cool.
Yeah,
bro. To do that for the homies too. Like I have a homie like, "Bro, I was out the other day, and someone recognized me from your skit." And he was like happy about that. So I like to do skits with homies so that they can get some shine too.
Yeah. And then you do the spotlight. Of the skaters too.
Yeah, I started LSI, local skater interviews, where I interview skaters I like their skating, or I just fuck with them like for their energy. Basically, it's like 5 questions: names, favorite skater, favorite skate park.
I'm not gonna ask why I'm not on there.
Oh, you gotta get one too today. You get the hat, you know.
With the hat, yeah.
You just gotta have a clip. That's all.
I'll just do a front tail over the transition.
My bad. Okay.
Maybe I'll try to go to like
shit to Fakey.
Yeah.
Damn, he already forget. See what happened. He stayed for 1 month of no skating.
I said,
I'm gonna shove it.
Revert. I'm gonna shove it.
I was like, damn.
You gonna shove what? A fucking note it in your mouth?
I'm gonna shove it. But yeah, bro.
It's the hat.
I love making
dope.
videos with other people and then like them getting shine. That shit's cool.
Yeah, hell yeah. I bet it is. Yeah.
It's super cool.
Yeah, that was one of the aspects of owning a skate shop, is seeing I would do the same thing. I would do the spotlight, Andrew Cruz.
See your writers get hooked up and stuff. Yeah. That shit feels good.
And we did a like local spotlight thing that we were doing, and they would submit, and then we would pick, and then we'd do an interview with them, and then we hook them up with
nah, bro,
boards.
I saw all the shit y'all shop used to do. You used to go skating with your writers.
Yeah,
that shit was cool.
I mean, that was family, man. That was a huge thing. It was great. I still have these conversations with these kids that were like in their early teens, now in their 20s, saying you don't understand like what it meant to have
Bro.
a community like that and a sense of connection. Andrew Cruz. I mean, to see him like where he's at, you know Cruz, right?
He skates at El Sereno, right?
Yeah, El Sereno has a little like go-to beard. He skates. Now he's skating with
That sounds super familiar.
From Sticks. He had a little thing for Sticks too. You probably know who he is, but dude, and he's a diehard skater. And I was with him when he had an ultimatum: you're gonna do baseball or you're gonna do skateboarding by his mom. And he talked to me about it, and I was like, "What do you want to do?" And he's like, "I want to skate." I was like, then you need to skate.
Yeah.
And he did, and he loves it so much. But anyway, I love that aspect.
Skating's fun.
Yeah, well, skating's fun, but beyond just skating, the community aspect of doing those things to hype up other people is like is the one that you're talking about with the kids one of the favorite ones, the one that was at Chevy Chase with the two
that one's
kids?
great. Yeah.
What? Yeah, that was,
I even asked that kid, were your parents let you cuss? He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, quit being a bitch.
Yeah,
that video
quit
went
being
viral, bro.
Yeah, that
Because it was wholesome, and I knew it was. So I
Yeah.
was like, I need kids for this video. Like,
Yeah.
because my homie was like, make it with me. I was like, no, it has to be a kid.
there has to be a layer of like comedy to it.
Yeah.
It would be like some old ladies or something, you know,
That
or
would've
whatever.
been
You
sick
know
too.
what I mean? Like, you got to do that. So, what is your process for coming up with ideas? And are you writing them down? And then you have like a management, like time management. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. And what's the creative process? And then what's the technical process?
So
for you?
I don't write them down.
Just like a skater.
I
would
literally
say.
don't. Yeah, I don't write them down.
Yeah.
Unless there's lines. If there's lines for another person, if there's lines, I'll write down their lines and let them know, like, this is what you got to say. Other than that, I would say 50% of my skits are like, I think of them at that moment.
Oh shit!
And
really?
then I'll be like, hey, you down to do this? That person, hey, you want to be in a skit? It's gotten easier though.
Wow.
Like now it's like, hey, you want to be a skit? Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to get the
Yeah. Wow. So you're not doing any preparation?
I don't have anything written down. Like, yeah,
Do you think that it would enhance what you're?
100%.
Yeah. Then do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Make that happen. Make that happen. I think I reached out to you one time. I was like, dude, I'll do like video shit for you for free. You're like, nah, I want to keep it raw. And I was like, motherfucker, I wanna up the production value. Come on,
I
man.
hear it all, brother.
I want it raw.
Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, it's like on the spot. Even my friends were like, how do you think of the lines? I was like, I just think of them and
Yeah.
just knock them out right
That's
there on the
crazy
spot.
to me that it's all
My
like
lines,
ad-lib,
their lines
like
on the
improv.
spot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just even there's got to be like some concepts or ideas that you're like, oh man, this would be funny. And then the one that I did, I don't know where the dude's like got the new place about to rest and he hears that motivational speech. I don't know if you saw it.
Nah,
but there's a prison dude that used to like do like you're a fucking pussy sleeping all day and he's like yelling loud as fucking. He's like in a condo. And I was like, I always wonder. I was like, damn, I wonder what
It
the
better
people.
not be something Watson.
Yeah, that dude. Check
ew.
it out. So, and
I
always
knew it.
And I was like, damn, I wonder what would it be like if you lived next to that guy.
He's
So
fucking rich.
My character is like, yeah, man, I got this new place. I'm about to like relax, and then he starts hearing this yelling, and then it like goes up to the wall, and he's like, he just hear, and it cuts to him like yelling and shit. But anyway, I thought about that for a long time before I actually did it.
Really?
So that's because I love comedy and I like, but it's and I've done a lot. I've recorded stuff that was comedy based, but for some reason I just have never explored that with doing like my social media or like with the I mean I love it too. It was fun to do, and I'm like there's always things that I think about, but for some reason when it comes to that I just have never done it.
The thing I learned about it, the ones that if it comes to your brain, you got to get it off quick.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are viral. Those are the ones that just go, you're like, oh, I should make a video about this, and you're just like, those are the ones you got to make.
Yeah. That's good advice.
Those are the ones, bro. Those are the ones.
All right, well, Damn, do you want to wrap? Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about? Is the dude Yudo? Is he a writer for Non-Factory?
No, so he's
not.
basically best friend. He's friends with my boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And he just won. Did he win it?
He won the Olympics for the second time.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yudo!
I haven't watched any of the Olympics, so I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't even watched basketball.
It's actually pretty amazing. It's pretty crazy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like
where girls are right now is mind blowing.
I mean, I already have seen like how
it stepped up again. It stepped up again. Yeah.
Did that younger
A 14-year-old girl won.
That Asian girl with the high socks? Is she one?
That's a boy.
Oh, that's a boy.
His name's Ginwoo.
Are you serious?
That's a boy.
Why was I saying that was a girl? What? Are you serious?
That's Ginwoo. Yeah, he's amazing too.
Damn.
He didn't make it. He didn't make it to finals. But he did a great job. Yeah, all year.
I mean, watching that kid do some of that shit. That's
He's
you talk about like Tony Hawk,
bro.
We're talking like Tony Hawk level.
Yeah.
Type. I mean, we're that's what we're talking about.
I
now.
watched girls transition the other night. They're doing 540s and stalefish, McTwist. It's amazing. I love it.
It's crazy. So, what do you think that is? I mean, I have my take on it.
Side note, another reason I started getting better at skateboarding is because of girls. I'm not kidding.
Because you wanted to impress them, or
so basically, I started seeing girls on Instagram start to like skate nollie and switch, and I was like, I'm a bitch. I need to step it up. I'm not kidding.
Interesting.
I'm 100% being serious right now.
Yeah. I mean,
so
it was
like 50% because of the skits and 50% because I was like, bro, what the hell? Like, I have no reason not to learn these things now.
Yeah.
It was just like,
I still can't do it
seeing
now,
that like broke the threshold for me, like the ceiling. Like I was like, oh, okay, this is the game we're playing now.
Yeah,
like that. I don't know. Yeah.
You're like, I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm better than you. I would need to prove it.
Not like that.
No, I know. I mean, but it's insane. It's actually done the opposite for me.
Really?
Where I don't want to skate because I'm like, damn, these girls are so good. Even like the kids, when you see these kids,
especially at El Sereno, if you're not like confident in yourself and you go to El Sereno, you will get butt hurt.
Yeah, no,
I've seen people be like, bro, what the? I'm not gonna skate. Look at this.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, we're not here for them.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I've actually been around skaters that are that type of skater. If there's pros or there's people skating, they won't skate, and I'm like, you don't get pumped on like what they're doing to make you want to skate. Like that shit pumps me up, and they won't skate. Which I think is
weird.
Which is weird to me. I mean, to each their own. But for me as a skater, it's like I feed off of energy. So it's like, let's get it. I want to let's do it. I want to feel it.
Also, let's talk about one of my favorite days in skateboarding. My favorite day in skateboarding is when we went to X Games. Remember that shit?
When I was drunk?
I guess.
I almost got in a fight with Antoine Dixon.
You drove.
Oh, did I? Oh,
so I guess.
Damn, with underage kids.
We went to
Home Depot,
You
right?
took us to the first X Games in LA at the Home Depot Center.
Yeah.
It was my first time seeing pros ever.
Wow, was it?
Yeah, it was my first time seeing pros. I remember I saw Billy Marks for the first time. I was tripping because I didn't know he was short.
Wow.
I was like, he skates those big ass rails.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was my first time seeing pros. TK. Wow. You don't know this. That was Nija's first X Games. Like that was my first time seeing Nija. He got podium. I think he got like second or third. Wow. Like yeah.
Did we even make it inside though?
We made it inside.
Oh, we got through.
We had regular. You and your friend. You guys snuck into VIP, and that's how you almost got into it with Antoine. Well, because you guys were down there with the contestants.
Yeah, but and shout out to Antoine. I have no problem with it.
You guys were drunk.
I was drunk. He was probably high.
Yeah.
And I was being like a loudmouth, and he had said something, and I was like, and then I responded.
And then Brazil was with you too, so I'm pretty sure you guys returned that.
Vagisil. Dude, hell, he's a nutter. But yeah, I was drunk out of my mind, and then, I thought I was about to get down with like Antoine Dix. I was like, man, this is fucked up. But then he ended up getting us into the back the backside. We went through the back entrance at the Home Depot Center or whatever it was.
I don't know.
I don't even remember being inside of there.
Do you remember you took us to Long Beach Skate Park that day after? Because we were so like pumped. We went to Long Beach Skate Park after, and I didn't even skate because I was like,
I was transitioning.
I was like in my introvert, like super introverted back then. Man. It was a new place, so I got in the skate park and just stand there. Yeah. That's how I used to be, bro.
I know.
That's why people ask me, how come you don't have any clips from back in the day? I never told nobody to film me.
Yeah, ever. Well, that and you weren't skating when we
I wasn't skating, yeah.
It was like,
just stand there.
Halton's it's kind of like the transition there. It's kind of like, it's a trip. But I'm glad you got over that, like, in terms of, like,
100%.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. You definitely have to, like, get out of that mindset. When I first got out of prison, man, I remember I went to Venice, and I just stood there and just stared at the skate park and did not skate it. Like, there was people there, and I was like with this girl at the time, but I was so fucking nervous because you're like,
I want to go in there.
I hadn't skated, since I was like a pre-teen, but got back into skating when I was in prison. So I was basically a noob. Like, I didn't.
You're like,
they're
gonna judge me.
Yeah, they're gonna judge me, and I wish I hadn't.
Which is the biggest issue in skateboarding.
Yeah,
skateboarders are very judgmental.
We like to say that we're not, right?
I don't judge people on skill. I think it's a weird thing to judge people on how good they are and decipher like if I'm gonna be cool with this person or not, depending on how, like, huh?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be this person's friend if they're not good enough. Like, huh?
Yeah, those are the people that buy into like that hype.
The hype.
I've never been connected to.
It's like the jocks.
Yeah, to me, it's an extension of that. And that was one of the reasons that I always loved skateboarding. Like I said earlier, we were talking about poor, rich, black, white, Mexican,
it's
Asian,
all about
like whatever.
Yeah,
like we're like let's vibe, because a lot of skateboarding is just that. Like, you skate, right? But there's that in between time that you're actually talking and hanging out and like joking and like messing around. It's like, and you're worrying about, you know what I mean, whether I could.
He can't do this trick.
Yeah. What? Yeah, what? That's a weird thing. All right, a couple more questions, and I think we're gonna wrap it up. What is one of your favorite? I should do the name.
Keith.
Stance.
Goofy.
Favorite trick, or is it
favorite skater?
Favorite skater.
Nija.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Sorry, you threw me off.
He the best.
All right. Threw me off.
Nija Houston.
I don't know why he threw me off. Favorite trick.
Backtail.
Backtail. I got a picture of you doing a backtail.
I have it on my wall.
Yeah, the one at the abandoned.
I have
house.
the picture I have that you shot of me on the wall is the one that we shot under the bridge where I'm pushing. You shot it for that clothing brand, and I was wearing their socks. And there you go.
For Hoax. Yeah. So out of your element.
I couldn't even. Yeah, it's completely out of my element.
I had you dressing like the Hispanic dude from 21st Street in colors. I don't know if you ever remember that.
But yeah,
I had the flipped up hat
on my
Do
wall.
You?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's been
I actually love those photos. Are actually some of my favorite because of the way the concrete looks, and it's like. Time. It was good. But like some of my favorite photos that I've taken have actually been of you, like that other spot that on the fire department in Inglewood, like on top of the rooftop.
Sounds so familiar.
The ledges that are on top of the roof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have that photo somewhere.
Yeah. I actually saw it in Jerome's.
That's where it's at.
Yeah.
I was like, I saw that photo. Yeah. When I went to his office, I was like, what the?
Yeah. It was pretty dope. I was like, dude, I got to get you a good copy of that. Yeah. So your favorite favorite spot to skate.
What trick was I doing? Backtail.
Yeah, you were doing backtail. Yeah. They're like all backtails. I don't know why. And then I got one in Lincoln Heights on the bridge.
Crook that I didn't land. I'm gonna do that.
We don't talk about. Are you gonna expose the industry?
I'm gonna go do that.
Oh, you are. Oh yeah,
I'm gonna turn a video. I'm gonna make it into a video. I'm gonna show the photo and be like, oh, this is a trick. I'm gonna go do that.
That would be dope.
That'd be sick as fuck.
You got to do it at sunset though, like so it has like the same feel.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I was biting off more than I could chew at that time. Like, I wanted to shoot photos with you.
Yeah.
And like I knew I had learned it at the skate park how to pop out. But then when we went to that obstacle, it was just way more scary.
It's a rough spot, and the lift is not very much.
It's not,
like
yeah.
you're getting a little bit, but you have to have a lot of pop, and then like to be able to get that pinch in there.
That
because
was a
of
sick ass night.
Because the
bro,
rail is like that
you
thick.
also shot me front boarding that wall that's down the street from it. Bro, I could show you all. I have all these photos in my
Front
phone.
board?
Any photo you shot of me, I probably still
It's
have
on
it
your
in
phone?
right now.
Oh, you gotta make sure you send them all to me so I can like I can
You shot a
post
front
them.
board of me. You shot a ollie over a hydrant.
Oh, wow.
That's by the police, by the female prison. I
Oh,
don't know if you
yeah.
remember? Bro, I have
Wow.
all these random photos.
Dude, I don't remember that one.
I'll show you.
I need to see this.
I have all of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Favorite skate spot? Do you have one?
Probably Jaquan.
Jaquan, you're there a lot, huh?
Mhm.
It's kind of been.
I haven't been there that much this year, but Jaquan.
Yeah, it's kind of dope to see the resurgence of that place,
Bro, 100%.
Right? Because was it because of COVID that actually was it
COVID
started?
and Stevie Williams got it cracking again. Stevie Williams became like close, I guess, with the building owner or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And then they talked to the building owner and the police to make it like a basically a safe spot on Sundays, only on Sundays.
Wow, only on Sundays. Okay, it's kind of like the Costco red curbs.
Oh.
You only could skate there in the morning.
Yeah,
Do not skate there.
that place.
after.
Even though like that place has crazy vibes. It's like surfing. Like
Yeah, no, it's if you're
that
not.
place has crazy vibes. I went there once. I was like, I'm never coming back here, bro.
I
This
mean,
is
if you
not
don't know how
fun.
to skate curbs, I mean,
that too,
you shouldn't.
But also just like not friendly vibes there.
yeah.
You know,
I mean, I know a little
don't
bit.
protect them.
You know what I got there that I haven't been able to do is a blunt slide.
That's
and just,
gnarly.
Like pop out.
You gonna do one right now, El Sereno?
I need a low curve. I need a low curve for that. It was like perfect, and
That's
I was like,
sick.
damn, I got these unlocked, and I tried to do them again somewhere else. Nope.
I was also thinking like we used to go out skating all the time. We were filming. Where did all that footage go? What were we filming for back then?
I have no idea. Just so we could mimic, so we
Right?
could just look like we're doing.
We
stuff.
skate out, but we were having the blast, bro. It's just
Yeah.
amazing, right? No mission. We were just going.
And we went to a lot of
spots.
I mean, we just used to drive and
Get there
I mean,
like nobody could hit it. Like,
Yeah.
we were still having a great time.
it didn't really matter.
One of my favorite times too is when we went to the what's that Hollywood spot where it's like a ditch.
Bronson.
Yeah.
I actually have that. I have that photo. I think that was one of the first times you had a Raiders jersey on.
It was a skate shirt that looks like a Raiders
Oh,
jersey.
yeah.
Holy
You're
shit!
doing
Yeah, I
like
did
a-
a hard flip and you shot a photo of it.
Yes, I have that. And then we went down to the fountain off of Riverside in Los Feliz, and I tried to get a photo of you inside that circular.
I
thing.
remember that. It didn't work out.
Nah, it's just not skatable. So
I remember that.
yeah.
Good times.
They were good times, man.
I think I was the only one that was down to like shoot photos because Waldo was there, Lil Dub was there.
those guys.
like,
They were like. You talk about shy, like they were like
Yeah.
a different type of shy when it came to that. Like you were shy,
But I was
you
still
were
willing to-
down.
yeah.
You were still down. It was just like they were just they were just like shy.
Lil Dub had the best kick flip.
Yeah.
Best flick.
Yeah, they did. Or he did. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah, those were fun times.
Good times, man.
Yeah, a lot of alcohol, and I wish. I mean, I just have to
Isn't
say
it
that-
crazy? Like I used to kick it with people that turned up and I was sober.
I know, and I wish.
Ricky drank.
Yeah,
Lil Dub- you
it
guys
took them
drank-
a while. It took them a while though. I remember
Yeah.
when they didn't, and then I was drinking IPAs, and they'd be like, this is gross, and then like a year and a half later, that's like all they're drinking. It's like, you know. But I wish, and I say this to a lot of people that are younger, you don't have to like be shit faced all the time,
No.
especially for skating. I would have been so much better. I mean, I didn't really start progressing until I stopped really like drinking and
Yeah.
started worrying about my body and like being healthy, where like I felt okay. I never learned shit before because I was just always hungover
Okay.
or thinking about like drinking, you know. So even when we were going out then, the X Games, I was drunk. I was like fucking driving around like underage kids. What the fuck? I didn't say beep, but just beep that out. But dude, I spent so much time like drinking when I wish that I would have just focused on skateboarding, because when I started to get to that place where that's all I was doing, I enjoyed skateboarding so much more.
Bro.
Like, so much more.
It's amazing.
Man, it's been an absolute pleasure, Keith, a.k.a. the Grip God. I just want to say...
Make America skate again.
Make America skate again.
I'm a Republican skater. Of course I don't use wax. Go faster.
Go faster. Are there any shout outs or anything that you would like to end on? If you do, go ahead and look in the camera.
I'm going to give a shout out to Non-Factory Skate Shop. I'm going to give a shout out to Rich by the Weekend, Matthew Nichols, Randy, Corms and Seamus. Those are my dogs. Shout out to Jeremy Adams, Lamar Washington. Appreciate you guys. My mom. Shout out to Kasper over at Screaming at the Wall podcast.
Screaming at a wall.
Screaming at a wall.
Yeah.
I'm the first person to scream at the wall on this podcast, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, that was like at the book and the computer.
It was at the book and the computer, but you know
yeah.
the reverbation, it hit a wall in here.
Yeah. You were actually the first person to scream at a wall.
Shout out to Pro Club for taking care of me. America, shout out to Steve Clare, shout out to Dickies, shout out to Jim Thiebaud, shout out to Kevin Perez, shout out to Spanish Mics, shout out to Snack Club.
Snack Club.
Yeah, shout out to Snack Club.
You got the Pro Club and the Snack Club?
I got 2 clubs.
Oh, okay.
I was fun. I'm telling you, man, you gotta work.
Gotta work.
If I'm missing anybody, I'm sorry. You know I love you.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much again for being. This has been fluid.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely fluid. I appreciate the conversation. That's gonna wrap it up for this episode of Screaming at a Wall. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you do it. And to all the people that have subscribed, very much appreciated. Until next time, stay free. Peace.
Sheesh. What are you rebelling against?
What do you got?
We're trying to change something.
Skateboarding is a way of learning how to redefine the world around you. The owners of this country don't care about the poor and the
Now, baby, push me.